This is my idea of heaven. This is paradise. This is it. They nailed it. And we are just booking along. Passage. Two hazards you gotta watch out for. One is that rocky reef, and one is that it's like a giant rock slide. That's Squiddy Bay. I was going to dock there tonight, but it looks really crowded. People are rafted up, so it's like it's on to Nanaimo. Gonna cross the Strait of Georgia today. Hopefully it won't be too rough because it's kind of getting late in the day, and that's when the wind kicks up. We pulled out of Nanaimo about an hour ago. We're under sail. There's like about 10 to 20 knot winds right on our stern. And we're only going about 4 knots. And I just have Big Mama out, my 150% headsail. And we're cruising along. We've had a couple of near misses with ferries. It's all kind of settled down now that we're in the lee of this island here. The chop is pretty big out there. We're headed for Wallis Island today, a place called Princess Cove. It's in the middle of the Gulf Islands. See how far we get. We got to go cross Dod Narrows first. We've got to kill about 2 hours before slack tide. Harbor. traffic, float plane traffic, is just constant. Super busy little harbor. Makes it kind of hard to get around. Trying to stay out of the prop wash of these airplanes. I'm stuck in Ganges for another day because when I woke up this morning the wind was blowing like 20 to 30 knots and it stayed that way. It's now 5.5 hours later and it's still a blowout. So the anchorage has gotten very uncomfortable because it's exposed to the south and these are southerly winds. But if it's this bad in here, it's really bad out there. Well, I'm at anchor in Bedwell Harbor, and actually I'm tied to a mooring. It's a marine park mooring. And I just took a shower because I motored here. My hot water heater has a heat exchanger with that's plumbed into the cooling system of the engine. So whenever I run the engine for a couple of hours, I get like about 4 gallons of hot water. So I took a shower, enjoying a local brew here, Shipwreck IPA by Lighthouse Brewing Company. And pretty good beer. Just enjoying this. This is my favorite harbor island in the Gulf Islands. It's North Pender Island. No, this is South Pender Island. But both of them, I like them both equally well. It's really nice. It has like a Mediterranean climate, which is just bizarre to have in the middle of the Pacific Northwest. It's just so unusual. I'm just trying to get my head wrapped around it. It's just so incredible to have that nice of a climate in the middle of the wet Pacific Northwest. So here's a look at the harbor. Poets Cove Resort is right up there. They have a little marina, and that's also where the customs dock is at. So if you're from outside of Canada and you're checking in, this is one of the spots you can go. Right over here is a very nice little beach and cove. It's all part of the marine park right there. Get a load of this current in front of us. We got a tanker to tangle with. This current, I was just watching that sailboat over there. He was on the same course as I was, and he just got swept way over there. So here we go. Two opposing currents meet right here. Kind of scary looking. Whirlpools. Yikes, here we go. Well, hang on. That is a massive, massive current. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, wow. God. Oh man. and try to get around Turn Point. Turn Point is a famous shipping blind corner. Right there, you see a sailboat right in front of it, way off in the distance. And this guy is going to go around it. They have to report to vessel traffic service when they enter this zone, so no tankers run into each other when they go around this point, because you can't see around it. It's like one of the worst blind corners for a shipping lane in the entire world. So I'm going to kind of hug the shoreline, so I'll stay out of their way when I go around, when I get up there, that is. Sailing along under headsail alone, under about 20 knot winds, and it's a pretty big chop. Looks like it gets worse up there. Got to get around that point right there. There's someone kind of upwind. He's a little bit out of the wind belt. Those guys are really in the wind belt over there. He's also under headsail. Over 6.5 knots. Just my one sail up. And wow. This is sailing. Boundary channel, I think they call it. It's that's the U.S. right there at Stewart Island of the San Juans, and right back there was Bedwell Harbor, Pender Island. So we're like right on the international line right now. Well, we just went through a horrific set of rapids back there. I got a wave that came over the side of the boat here. You can see where it's all wet. Came into the cockpit. This is the first time I've taken a wave into the cockpit on this boat. And I had to do that to get past this ship. We were on a collision course. And the current was pushing me into him. And it was pushing him into me. And he's just steaming along like at 20 knots, so whew, close call. That was scary, and I had to take evasive action right back there to avoid a big pile of debris in the middle of those tidal rapids. So I didn't get it on film because my stupid GoPro wouldn't turn on. It just wouldn't turn on. I had to take the battery out, put it back in to reset it, and then it would turn on. I don't know why it does that. Seems to do, I miss a lot of really good footage that way. There's some debris over there. So I'm going against the current now, but at least I'm missing this guy. Jeez. I just came upon a pod of orcas, a baby orca just surfaced right there. I could see some adult orcas, their fins every once in a while pop up. And of course, in GoPro fashion, it wouldn't turn on. I had to actually remove the battery and put it back in again to get it to turn on again. Wait for them to pop up. Oh, there's one right there. Just crossed over in front of me. I'm only going about 2.5 knots against the current. When that ship came by, I had to do an emergency dousing of my headsail, so it's kind of tangled up right now. So I'm just going to wait. When I get up here, the wind is going to shift about 180 degrees. So I'm going to wait till I get to that point before I try to release it again. In the meantime, orcas are making this a little more enjoyable. My poor kitty cat has already puked, probably a couple times by now. It looked looked like she actually, during the worst of it, looked like she was actually puking in her litter box, which was really kind of her to do that.